Good day everyone, I am John Gordonas from BS Ed Filipino 3D and now I am going to discuss the five among all figures of speech, namely personification, pun, simile, synecdoche, and understatement. Now first I am going to tackle personification. Personification is when an object which is not alive is given human qualities. So meaning personification allows the writer to give life and motion to inanimate objects, animals, and even abstract ideas by assigning them human behaviors and human emotions. So, personification also is an effective use of figurative language because personification relies on imagination for understanding. So, from this statement, it says that personification creates an imaginary world for the readers that pave the way for them to have a better understanding with regards to that literary work. So, say for example, in the picture book of Drody Wolf entitled The Day the Crayons Quit, he uses their personification to allow the crayons to express their frustration at how they are not being used. So from this example, we can say that personification really is a great way of creating an imaginary world for children to make them believe that crayons also do have the capacity to communicate like humans. So now, here are some common examples to have a better understanding with regards to the personification. So first one, the school bell called us from outside. So, the inanimate object being used here is the school bell. And the human capacity that has been used in the sentence is the word called, which is actually an action word. So now, we literally know at the logical level the school bell really cannot call us. But figuratively, this serves as a signal that students are already allowed to go out when the school bell rings. Right? So now, the second example is the sun kissed my cheeks when I went outside. So, the inanimate object being used here is the sun and the human capacity that has been used is the kissed. So, we literally know that the sun really cannot kiss our cheeks or any part of our body. But it has been used in the sentence by the writer to let the readers know that there is a plenty of bright sunlight that he or she feels during that time. Now, the third example is my car is a real beauty. The inanimate object being used is car, and the human attribute being used is the word beauty. So, this statement just means that his or her car is fancy or elegant. So now, here are the benefits of incorporating personification in their literary work. So first, it demonstrates creativity. Second, exercise poetic skill. Third, create humor. And fourth, it enhances imagination. So first, it demonstrates creativity. It demonstrates creativity for the part of the writer. Because in assigning human attributes towards inanimate object, there should be some sense. There should be some connection with them that resonate with the readers. So in that way, that can build creativity towards the writers. That can demonstrate creativity towards the writers because he or she will going to think about the connection between these human attributes and between this inanimate object. So now, it exercise poetic skill. Exercise poetic skill because in fact, many writers and poets use personification in their literary works to have a vivid imagery and a remarkable symbolism. So the third benefit, it creates humor. So it creates humor because because for the information of everybody, personification is one of the excellent tool in creating humor. So, especially to the younger readers who tend to appreciate the comedic contrast with those inanimate objects possessing human attributes. So, fourth benefit, it enhances imagination. So, it enhances imagination because Using personification in literary work allows the readers to believe that inanimate objects and even abstract ideas, animals also have the capacity to feel, behave, and think like humans. So overall, we can say that personification allows the readers to create imagery, and this personification links connection between animate and inanimate. Here we go with the pun. So pun is a play on words. It uses a word to give a different sense to the sentence and add a double meaning. So pun usually involves word that has similar or identical sounds but with different meaning. So puns are usually intended to be humorous, but often it has a serious purpose in literary work. So here are the common examples of pun. So first one, this vacuum sucks. So the pun here is the word sucks, which either means that vacuum absorb water or sucks as vacuum as disgusting. So now the second example, it's difficult for crabs to share because they are shellfish. So it's obvious that the writer of this statement is trying to be humorous. So I don't know if that is humorous because here she have said that crabs is difficult to share because they are shellfish. And as third example, my librarian is a great bookkeeper. So we know that the librarians are bookkeeper, but they are not bookkeeper. But it was used that bookkeeper is used to serve as a pun in the statement to make the statement more lively. So now here are the reasons of why some writers incorporate pun in their literary work. So to evoke humorous response and to enhance interpretation. So first, to evoke humorous response. Since we all know that there is ambiguous and or difference of meaning of certain words and phrases, right? And the second reason is it enhances interpretation. So it enhances interpretation because for the part of the reader. Because puns often cause the reader to think about the various meanings of this word or this phrase. And in turn, this can expand their interpretation with this literary work itself and to find a deeper meaning with it. Now, here we go with another figures of speech, the simile. So simile is a phrase which compares something to something else, like using like or as. So, like or as are language contracts that establish equivalency. So, in the simile, the cat's fur felt smooth as silk. The principal term is cat's fur, and the secondary term is silk. By comparing the smooth feel of the cat's fur to feel the silk, the reader's understanding to the texture of both things is enhanced through the use of figurative language. Now, here are some examples to have a better understanding with regards to these figures of speech, namely simile. Her hair was as golden as the sun. So through the use of figurative language, with this statement, the understanding of the reader can be enriched because they can already have that idea that her hair was as golden as the sun. The second example, fight like cats and dogs. So on how this cat and dog fight, this is how do two persons fight. These cats and dogs serves as a reflection to the readers on how these two persons fight as well. Now here another example, cheeks like roses. So these figures of speech, this figurative language gives the readers the idea, gives the readers the conclusion. Even if they haven't yet seen that person who have the cheeks like roses, they can already have that idea that that person has cheeks like that is pinkish or reddish, just like the color of roses. Now, here are the benefits of using simile. Simile allows the writer to create imagery through the use of figurative language that might otherwise be limited by just a descriptive language. And also, Simile eliminates the need for excessive explanation and excessive description for the part of the writer. And the other benefit is that it generates thought and emotion. It Because when using simile, it can generate thought for the part of the reader because of the logic and the truth in comparison. And that thought can evoke emotion through the realization that there is a level of truth in that comparison. Now, here we go with the synecdoche. Synecdoche is a statement in which only part of something is expressed to relate to the whole or vice versa. So it is either the smaller component of something will have to stand in for the larger whole, or the larger whole will have to stand in for the smaller component of something. So say for example, asking for a person's hand. So this is a common synecdoche for proposing marriage. So, asking for a person's hand is a figure of speech in the sense that asking for someone's hand is for effect and not intended literally. So, in this synecdoche statement, we can say that hand signifies the whole person, represents the whole person who is accepting the marriage. Now, here are other common example. He has just got some new wheel. So wheel here signifies the vehicle. So this statement means that he has just got some new vehicle. And the second example, lend me your ears. It means listen. Since ears is one of the senses in our body that is for hearing. Now, the third example, wearing heels. So it signifies person or woman who is wearing high heels. Now, there are two basic categories of synecdoche, the microcosm and the macrocosm. So first, we will tackle the microcosm. So microcosm is a synecdoche in which a smaller part of something will stand in to refer to the larger whole. So for example, blue hair. So blue hair is a figure of speech that refers to an older woman. So, this synecdoche statement uses the smaller part of woman's body, to represent her as a whole in terms of her age. So now, here we go with the macrocosm. Macrocosm is a synecdoche in which a larger entity is used to refer to a smaller part within it. So, say for example, Ivy League. Ivy League is a figure of speech that refers to a group of prestigious colleges in the northeastern United States. So therefore, if we can hear or we can encounter student who has been called as an Ivy League student, so that means that that student attends to one of these prestigious colleges or prestigious universities. So here are the benefits of incorporating synecdoche in their works. So it creates connections and it enhances expression. So it creates connections in a way that the writer should assure that his reader can understand and can connect with the relevance and the significance between this smaller component and to larger whole, or the larger whole to the smaller component. So other benefit, it enhances expression. So it enhances expression because this allows the writers to express their ideas in unique ways. They were going to express their ideas with their unique expressions, unique ways. So now, understatement. Understatement is a statement in which something is made to be less important than what is actually being conveyed. So say for example, I only have $2 million. So we all know that $2 million is already considered as a good money. But then this is an understatement because of the word only. Because seems like the statement is trying to lessen the quantity of the $2 million. Now, another example, a team loses to its component 50-0 in a soccer match. And the captain of the team says in a post-match ceremony, "We did not do well." So this is an understatement because the captain of the team who loses the match during the match was actually trying to decrease the intensity of their loss. So that can be considered as an understatement. So that's all. Thank you for watching and good morning once again.